Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today Lion Rampant, and this is because I've just finished to paint my new Vikings army. Finally, they lay 2 years on the shelf, but finally I find the time and the will to paint them. So I have now another Vikings army for Lion Rampant. That's the models. And today we have Ragnar Lothbrok himself, who leads his Viking riding party towards the Scottish border, and we play sausage with Mustar and against Scots. And the center of the village are units of archer awaiting the reserves, and the form of 1 unit of skirmishers, 1 elite unit of infantry, and 3 regular heavy infantry unit. For the Vikings, it's a quite similar list: 4 heavy infantry, 1 elite, 1 skirmisher with javelin down there in front of the hood. And a very simple list, nothing special. Ragnar Lothbrok has rolled bold for a straight, while Alexander McCullen rolled strong. So that's it. And now we're proceeding as usual for our first turn and a quick recap at the end of every turn to summarize what has happened. The Vikings herdmen jump out from their boat and move inland. The main squad is led by Lagertha himself, the wife of Ragnar. The rest of the army has moved except for this skirmisher here, Ragnar himself, which failed its reroll, and so this unit here also stay where it is. In the Scottish turn, they are too far to shoot. Almost all the army has moved forward. The skirmisher entering the ruined cathedral. The rest of the army has moved forward, set aside this unit which failed its activation, and Alexander needed it all for himself. Both the leader don't want to fight today, and so they need the roll for themselves. And that's it. Very quick first turn. Moving into the second one. The second turn goes smooth, with every unit successfully activate and move forward, racing to defend the village. And into the village, the archers successfully discharge their arrows into the Lagertha unit, but the large shield of the Vikings prevent any casualty. So in the end, nothing happens in the Scots side, and nothing happens apart that everything successfully activate, and Ragnar push his warrior forward and followed them with his banner of the raven blazing into the wind. And that's it for the second turn. And now moving into the third turn, with the Vikings approaching the village quicker as they can. All the Vikings line, the main Vikings lines advance. They are not in charge range, but they're close to the village, and the scream start to struck fear into the villagers and to the defender, because they see the Norsemen come to them. Just 1 squad remain on the sand. He failed to hear the orders of Ragnar, which pushed the rest of his force forward. But though the Scots have a problem with their activation, the skirmishers move forward, and they are in the center of the village, ready to protect with some shot in the flank. The 3 main units has moved forward, but Alexander failed its activation. His men suggested to stay put and wait for what the Vikings are gonna to go. And this bring the archers to fail their activation, to cannot be activated to shoot at all, and so there's save the Viking from a volley of fire that at this distance can be quite devastating. And that's moving into the Vikings turn. evidently Thor or Odin himself is fighting beside these Vikings, at least at the moment, and we hope that is not lucky, because they move forward. This unit reach the first objective. This one is in range to charge the archers, and the other move forward. Only them seems to be left to guard the longship, but the Scots miserably fail to activate. They do not receive the scream of their leader to move forward and protect the village, protect the villager, the girls, the beer. They stay where they are, and this allow the Vikings to gain another turn without receiving any arrow in the face. And now they have a free bonus turn and a free charge turn. We'll see in a sec if they can exploit this momentaneous advantage. Finally, Alexander leads his men forward and they rush for the village. They reach the outskirts of the village itself, but in the center the pillagers just begin. The A has set on fire by this unit here. In the center, Lagerta charge the archers and was repelled. She and her squads take one casualty and must fall back from the archers. The other squad reach the house and try to burn, set aside on the next turn. They fail to activate to skirmish, to put some javelins into the archers. The rest of the army activates successfully. Even then, finally find the will to move from the shore to the hill. And the Scots activate everything. They try to skirmish but fail to hit anyone, and the archers is the only unit which failed its activation. Again, no arrow in the face of the Vikings. Now moving into the next turn. The Vikings here failed to set fire to the houses, and in the center the fight continues with 2 casualties per side. This archer fight well and fight better than they should, because they actually have not shot at all till now. Anyway, both the unit pass their morale. Here they advance, everything advance. The skirmisher down there fail to skirmish again, and the Scots has moved forward successfully with everything. Now they are in range of charge. They successfully skirmish but fail to harm anyone, and the rest of the Scots units move forward. And that's it for this turn. And now Ragnar needs to take some serious action, because the situation starts to get hot. What a turn! This unit is moved forward. Here Ragnar charged the archer and finally crush them all. They move in contact to the houses, try to set fire, while they charge the Scots. Both the unit fight, 1 casualty per part, and both the unit fail their morale and fall back, they retreat. But in the Scottish turn, its unit recover. We will see for that one. The skirmisher down there successfully skirmishing, put 1 casualty against the unit here, but no more tests. There's move forward. This unit here was severely battered in melee by this unit, which receive fire in the turn and break, while they fail to recover and also start move and retreat again, and put an end to the turn and moving into the next turn with the Vikings with the 2 units retreating that needed to rally, and a fresh Scots unit that come into the village to protect the houses. So both turn, Scots and the Vikings turns over. Lagerta finally set on fire this house here, while the skirmisher take 1 casualty into the Scots before they form a shield wall in their turn. We use shield wall because it's appropriate for the period, and we decided to use with a slightly modification. Eventually eventual javelins are counted, but in this case no one has javelins, so it's okay. They stay well hard because they recover from retiring. Ragnar charged the Scots here and put 3 casualties, taking 1 in return. They were pushed back, but past their morale, and this unit here is on a shield wall itself. They fail to rally and move back. The Scots shoot on them, but they pass the standard morale and move forward. They refuse the challenge, so every Scots unit tested, but everyone passed the morale. So that's it, and now moving into the next turn. Vikings turn. Finish with this unit here, routed, rolling a double 1. And in the previous turn I forgot to mention that the retreating Scottish unit that was around here also rolled a 1 and a 2 and failed and dispersed and gone. For the rest of the turn, Ragnar crushed that infantry between the 2 houses. He takes 2 casualty, but inflict enough casualty to put them in to test, and they are gone. They roll a 3 and are gone. Then that unit enter into shield wall as well, so did the Scottish in front of them. They move forward. They shoot to kill 1 into the shield wall here, and they pass the morale. And the same here, this skirmisher here put 1 casualty into this shield wall, and that put an end to the turn. So now with the Scottish Lord in range of Ragnar's depleted unit, we'll see if Lagertha will intervene to protect his husband or not. The situation for the Scots start to look very grim, because this shield wall here take 2 casualty from the precise fire of the Viking skirmisher and fail the morale, roll a 3 and is gone. Lagertha charge in and take 2 casualty, inflicting only 1 casualty into them. And then in the Scottish turn, the little charge again, the unit of Lagertha putting 2 casualty in return, just 1, and this unit is break and fled. Ragnar has moved here to avoid being charged and try to set fire into the house in this turn. And down there the Vikings try to charge, and the skirmisher successfully evade but kill no one, and now shooting and failed to activate, so no kill at all. And moving into the Vikings turn, it was a super fast turn. Ragnar failed to set fire on this houses here, the docks. The other Vikings reach the hut, but next turn will try to activate to set fire. They fail to charge, rolling a 3, no reroll allowed because they are too far from their leader. Then into the Scots turn, they fail to shoot, but before of them Alexander charged the unit of Lagertha, killing 3 of them, and they roll high enough to not completely rout, but they again fall back, and next turn it will be very hard, highly improbable to rally again. So we'll see moving into the Vikings turn. And the game is over with a bad roll for the Vikings, because both of them failed to set fire to the houses. Then and Lagertha obviously rout the units. Then the Scots move here. They should kill 2 of the Vikings here, which roll a double 1, and the unit is gone. But that means that only 3 on the 6 Vikings unit that start the game are on the table. So the game is over, and our 4 victory point for side, because 2 of the objectives are on fire and 2 are safe. And Ragnar call off the attack, and they return to the long ship. And the Scots proved to be an hard-knotted crock, at least it's elite infantry. But anyway, as a draw in point terms, it's a very fun game. I like the list of the Vikings. They're quite brutal. Some role change the course of the game on one side or on the other. 4 unit route with very bad role, and they are fully capable to return to the game. But that's it. It is what it is. The game is over with a draw. Not a bad start for the first time on the field for the Vikings and for Ragnar. And thank you for watching. Hope to see you as soon as possible. For now, bye bye.